Number 2, we're going to Oregon. We're getting a transfer from Oklahoma, and that's Dillon Gabriel coming in there. Now, this does not mean I think Dillon Gabriel's a better NFL prospect than Sanders or Ewers, but it's hard to deny the statistical profile, and I think we both believe that this is the single best player team fit that happened in the transfer portal, right? It's just too clean. It's too clean of like, okay, we go from Bo Nix and we're still ready to contend with, we have Tej Johnson and Evan Stewart and Jordan James and all these weapons, and we'll just go get a solid veteran that knows how to run an offense like this, right? And Dillon Gabriel, look, during his time at UCF, during his time at Oklahoma, debate what you want about his NFL prospects, but he's really, really good. It's hard to deny that. Third best overall grade in the country last year. 9th in the country in clean passing grade and pressured passing grade. 400-plus rushing yards in each of the last 2 years. And you've got an Oregon team that's play-action heavy, and they were in the top 2 in pass pro grade and rushing grade and receiving grade. Yeah. And the only guys that are really losing off that offense, Bucky Irving, but Jordan James might be a better natural runner than Bucky. Troy Franklin, but they're getting Evan Stewart in, and then you're losing Jackson Powers-Johnson, but the rest of their line behind is really, really good. Yeah. So Oregon's got everything set up to be a top 5 offense again, and Gabriel going in there, he's just the right guy for them to have. Heavy play action. He ran last year 52.5% of his dropbacks were play action. That's the highest percentage in the Power 5. So it's going to be an offense he's familiar with. I think it's the same questions that Ewers and Jackson Dart have of, can you drop back and throw it when we really need you to? When we're playing Ohio State and we're down 4 points and there's a minute and a half to go, can you get us that drive? But I don't think either one of us see any reason that Dillon Gabriel couldn't be A, in the Heisman race, and B, have Oregon potentially as a top 4 team getting one of those buys going into the playoff. I mean, the Ohio State game is going to be the biggest game of the year, and then obviously a Big Ten title game possibly against whoever. But Oregon, they're about the cleanest projection maybe out of any team in the league right now as a top 10 team, and it's in part because they got Dillon Gabriel to replace Bo Nix.
So, would he be your Heisman pick right now?
Ooh, that's a hard one, man.
I think he might be for me.
It's a real. I think he has to be in the top at least 3 or 4 because it's such a clean transition to that offense, man. Like, I don't think of any like transfer quarterbacks. I don't know if there's any others. Do we have any other transfers on this list?
No, not on this list. No.
Of honestly, of any maybe player in the country, I don't think there's it's going to be such a smooth transition, right? He's a veteran. Is it his 6th year in college football?
Sixth year, yeah.
It's his 6th year in college football. He's already played on 2 different teams. He's already excelled with 2 different teams in offenses that aren't. Josh Heupel's offense is a little bit different, a little more that Tennessee thing that they have going on there. But Oklahoma's offense really shouldn't be that. It's not that different from Oregon's. They run at a fast pace. They do want to run the ball. They have RPO and play action and all that stuff. I just don't think. I think the bigger thing for me is he really shouldn't have any issue adjusting. And even if you do, make the same reads you've always made. And I think we've been having this argument this week of right now you have to project Tej Johnson and Evan Stewart as maybe the best pair of receivers together in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, what more could you ask for if you're going to transfer to a school than what they have going in Oregon right now? I have bigger questions about their defense than their offense.
Yeah, so producer Eli just sent us the list of the Heisman odds right now. So Beck and Quinn Ewers are tied for first at plus 900, and then Dillon Gabriel is third at plus 1,000. So, yeah.
I think it's reasonable. I think to have him third is perfectly reasonable. Beck and Ewers, we already know they're going to be in the playoff race too, but I don't see any issue with that. Gabriel's going to put up, again, we can debate his NFL stuff in the spring later on. Yeah. He's 5'11", 6 foot, about 200 pounds, not a huge arm. It's everything about his traits are kind of just solid, but he's going to put up huge numbers in this offense.
I think I haven't locked it in yet, but I think he's going to be a Heisman pick. I really do, because I think Oregon's going to be one of the top teams in college football next year. I think they're going to be, right now I put them probably third behind Ohio State and Georgia in terms of the best teams in the country. And I think Dillon Gabriel is going to put up numbers in that offense, man. I think a lot like Bo Nix is going to be a top Heisman candidate. for them next year. And I just don't feel good enough about other guys to say that. So, yeah, I'm going to say Dillon Gabriel is probably my Heisman pick right now. He also is my number 2 quarterback right now. Only player on this list who's a transfer. But neither of us had Cam Ward on the list, who I think is still way too boomer bust for me to put in my top 10, the new Miami quarterback. But yeah, Dillon Gabriel for me is the only transfer, and the only transfer for you as well on the list. 91.7 PFF grade this past year, only behind Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix among FBS quarterbacks. By far the most experienced signal caller we're talking about. He has 1,855 career dropbacks. The next closest for me that was in my top 10 was Jackson Dart, who had 800 fewer than Dillon Gabriel, which is basically 3 seasons worth almost, basically. So it's insane how much experience Dillon Gabriel has, and with that experience, man, has the wisdom to keep the ball out of harm's way. At a 2% turnover-worthy play rate at Oklahoma during his 2 years there, 3rd among returning quarterbacks in college football. He's a lot better in the pocket than he is outside of the pocket. He had a 52.4 passing grade when he was forced to leave the pocket. And also, like you said, it remains to be seen how he looks outside of Jeff Lebby's offense, who's now at Mississippi State, and also Josh Heupel's offense as well. But in Will Stein's offense at Oregon, I think he's going to fit like a glove, man. He, like I said, heavily on play action. Really just asked Bo Nix to be a efficient game manager, and that's exactly what Dillon Gabriel does at a very, very high level. So that's why I think Dillon Gabriel is going to be a perfect fit for Oregon, why I think Oregon's a legit national title contender, and why I think right now Dillon Gabriel might be my pick to win the Heisman Trophy next year. Is just because I think he fits so well at Oregon, and also he's one of the best quarterbacks in college football, as evidenced by him being number 2 on both of our lists.